Oh, that's part of the problem. Okay. So let's pull this back up. I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad too, so I can just keep running it. Yeah. And where's my number that I'm monitoring? Right there. Okay. So let's just leave this sitting. And then I'm gonna get on TikTok Live. So let's look at screenshot that. Okay. Here. Here. And then come back to here, here, here. There we go. Alright, so while nobody is here, I'm going to work on this graph. So we're playing tic-tac-toe. We should probably clear it. Where's my positions? What are my position list called? 'Cause that's why it's going so slow. M0. So this right here. Oh, it already does that. Okay, cool. So now it should be nice and clear, nice and clean. Okay. So where's my add to M0 action? Well, it must be G of A. Yeah, it's right there. So we've got to change that up first. Oh, let me do one more thing. Let me turn this on. It's a shame that I gotta turn this on every time. I feel like I shouldn't have to, especially because so often I do that. Let's close the rest of it. Oh, that's one reason it's going slow. No, I don't want those open anymore. Okay, let's refresh this. Cool. Okay. So now the chat and stuff should come up. Alright, so let's get back to thinking here. So this is what we want. We don't actually want to add it every single time. We only want to add some positions. For example, if W equals 0, there's a good chance that we want to add it. But actually, even then, we still don't want to add it because it might be a draw. So then we want to do another one, and we want to say if the minimum of that is greater than 0. Because if it equals 0, no. We do want if it equals 0. Because if it equals 0, then there's still a blank spot, which means the game's not over. So we need the win condition to be 0, so no one's won yet. And we need the minimum of that to be 0, so there's still blank positions. So that means the game is still ongoing. Except we need to do even better. Does this just do a move? Yeah. And does that add the position to that? No, it doesn't. So, how is that 3? How is that position 3? Hang on. What? 0, 1. How is that position 3? Oh, right, because I'm doing it from the other side. Okay. So, what did that just teach me, though, hitting that button? Nothing necessary. Well, let's see. So, we actually need to add another piecewise function here. This is a lot of piecewise functions in one line. Let's count that afterwards. Wait, where did I just add the piecewise function? Right here. So now I type here, and I only want to do this. Let's say if m equals 2. That might be the opposite of what I want to do, actually. But let's see. What's up, Doug? So what's next? Hold on, I should get my zoom up too. Not that zoom window though, this zoom window. Let's just make it small. Whoops. Yeah, that'll be good. Chess later. Desmos now. Alright. Let's get back to it. So, we were adding our other win condition right here. So we could just try that. Let's reset it. Okay. So, do we want the other guy to start, or should we start? I think I want to start. So, yeah, I want to go first. So we're going to start with the blank board. So we want to add that position. That does not add that position. So wait, you don't get the 0 position until the end? So does this need to be first? This action? Is that what I'm seeing? So that should make no difference. That makes me think that I want that to be a 1. And I think that should do what I want it to do. So, where's our deal? Right here. So we hit this. We want it to add a 0, because that's the blank position that we're in now. Because that's a current position. Olivia! Wait, I can't hear you. Hold on. Hang on. Okay, I think I can hear you now. Hello, I can hear you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. By the way, I'm streaming on YouTube and TikTok right now, just so you know.
Right. This second?
Yeah, that's like what MathLab currently is.
I did not know that. Wait, am
Not
I on the live stream?
your voice is, I think.
Heck.
Actually,
Okay.
your voice is not. I don't even know why, but
Okay. Cool. I'm not crashing anything, am I?
no, definitely not. No.
Okay, cool. Um, so wait, where are you right now? Somebody said you were in Portland.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am.
Nice. How do you
Yeah,
like
very
it?
nice. I like it. It's so different, which is exactly what I was going for.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds so cool. I'm applying
yeah,
to read. Hopefully, it's super
yeah.
expensive, but I want to see if I can get a few scholarships. But
That's where
I'm
Steve Jobs
definitely,
went.
yeah, I know. And he dropped out like 2 months later, but
Yeah.
still
I
cool.
actually went there. One really, really cool thing they have there is like right outside the main dorm building, there's like, a bridge, kind of a pathway. But underneath the bridge, like where the troll would be, there's a tree stump. And on that tree stump, they painted a chessboard.
Oh,
And
cool.
there's just a bag of chess pieces just sitting there, just ready to play. It was super cool.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna apply in December and see what happens. And if I'll probably end up just driving from PNW all the way to California, visit Colin, go to Los
Hmm.
Angeles, and fly home. But I'm excited. So you really like it?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. I feel like I'm still getting adjusted. And I'm still like kind of trying to find a job, kind of trying to tutor. So I'm like substituting right now.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's fun. In the Lake
That's
Oswego
awesome.
School District, which is like
Oh, cool.
kind of really far away. It's like 30 minutes away, but it's a good deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what do you
How
got
is the
going on?
whole? Oh, a lot.
Okay.
So much. I I mean, in terms of what I'm here for, I finally okay. So two big things. I finally got my math accommodations process through the College Board, so I have extended
Nice.
time
Very good.
for the SAT. I got freshman and sophomore year. I got like the scores. I definitely was below what I wanted. I got an 1120 and 1160, and then I took one of those Revolution Prep practice exams on Saturday, and I
Mm-hmm.
got a 1320.
Oh, that's
So,
pretty good.
but that was cold turkey. So I'm trying to like, I'm seeing where I'm at. I got a 710 reading writing, and I got a 610 math.
Okay.
So there's definitely a lot of improvement that I need to be doing. I'm taking the SAT on
Saturday.
Saturday, but I'm
Yeah.
also taking the one in November. Um, So I was coming here because I talked to Rose and I was like, is it 8 o'clock Eastern time or
Mm-hmm.
Pacific time? Because I didn't know, but
Yeah.
Rose
Well,
and I were
Pacific
talking
time would be
earlier.
wild for you
Yeah,
guys,
I know.
because
I didn't know because this is, I mean, it's 5 p.m. and whenever I try to get in contact, like this is, y'all just got out of work. Does
yeah.
Bronia still come?
Yeah, but Bronia, Bronia leads a busy life. She's in London
Yeah.
right now, and is then going to be
No
going to
way.
Paris, and it is then going to be going to Vero. So,
What, wait, for like crypto or just in general?
I don't know what she's doing. She said she has meetings in London. So,
She does meetings.
yeah. So I don't know what she's doing with crypto, or she did some option presentation recently. She's also trying to set up some business where she rents out a tent on the beach. So she's got a lot of plans. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, that she could do anything. It's so funny.
Hmm.
Oh, I got a folder shared. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's all my SAT stuff that I have.
Okay.
So I think we did some of this in class, but the deal is like this is a massive document where it's just all of the released SAT tests that I organized by category, kinda. So
Okay.
you can focus on like the same type of question, and then there's also a folder of official SATs. That's just all the SATs back to 2017,
Oh, dang.
because
Okay.
that's when they changed it. So it kind of got different then.
Okay, cool.
And then there's also a little schedule that I made
Oh,
if you
awesome.
want to use. It's like it's an
Oh,
11 week
that's
schedule, and so it goes through the whole thing in 11 weeks, and then does like 2 weeks of just practice SATs.
Nice.
This is all the stuff I use to tutor, basically.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I was just coming because I took it, and like as I was taking it, I was circling things that I know I didn't know. So I was just wondering if, because I tried to talk to Rose about it, and I was like, I feel bad. Like I don't want to bother her, she's so smart. So I just wanted to come and see what y'all were doing, but also ask for some help if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. You
All
want
right,
me to
cool.
share my screen and we can do it?
That would be awesome.
All right. Let me do this. So my project I'm working on right now is, you remember Desmos, like the graphing calculator? I'm trying to make
How
it.
could I forget?
How could you forget? I'm trying to make an AI that solves tic-tac-toe on Desmos right now.
Hold on, slow down. Say that again.
I'm trying to make an artificial intelligence that'll solve Desmos, or it will solve tic-tac-toe on Desmos.
Solve tic tac toe.
Right.
Okay, I heard something about TikTok,
No,
and I was
yeah.
like, it's doing what? No, that's awesome.
I'm doing it for TikTok, obviously, but
Right. No.
the idea is you should be able to play the computer, and it does it perfectly, and it just figures out how to do that on its own. That's the goal.
Do you have to code it, or like, how do you go about doing that? Is it an extension, or you're doing it through
No,
Desmos?
just no, totally normal Desmos, no extra stuff. Just
Cool.
like math equations and stuff, basically.
So how many do you have so far?
How many equations?
Yeah.
Not that many. 39.
Oh my god.
And a lot of
Okay,
those are
so
useless, so way
Okay.
less than that, actually.
I feel like my comparisons of not that many and your comparisons are very off. But that's
Okay,
okay.
maybe. 39,
Okay.
I guess, is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Hang on, my iPad is not working.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll play the marble game that we used to play in class.
With who? Like on your phone?
No, on my lap. What do you mean with who? By my lonesome. On my laptop. I don't do it with anyone.
How do you play it?
On my laptop.
Like, what? Is there a website for it?
No, it's just the marble games. You linked us like a series of them.
Oh, the Marble Olympics? Like watching them? Wait,
No,
what are you
playing
talking
them.
about? What are you talking
They-
about?
The marble games on Desmos. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. I know
What did you
you're
think
talking
I
about.
was
Yeah.
saying?
Wow. I thought you were talking about the dice game.
Nope,
You said marble, but I heard dice.
that's okay.
That's what happens.
Yeah, but I have it like bookmarked, and whenever I am,
There we go.
there we go. Oh, and I opted out of pre-calc this year for financial algebra,
Okay.
and Dr. Moore's teaching it.
Right. I did know that.
It's an a surface level economics class at best, and at worst it is we're talking about Dr. Moore's fantasy draft.
Sounds better than Bronius.
Which, I mean, honestly, no, it's really fun. It's
Yeah. You learned something.
yeah.
From immersion.
I didn't want to take pre-calc though, and I think that's gonna bite me in the future when I go to college and make me take it.
It'll be okay.
I don't know. Okay, I forgot. I'm supposed to be telling you something.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Okay, so this is like one of the first questions on this practice SAT that I got. So it says, okay, I'm gonna have you write this equation. You know what?
I'm ready.
Okay, I was gonna type it, but I don't know how to do. That was stupid. Anyways, it's x squared minus 6x plus 11 is equal to y. And then x is equal to y plus, x is equal to y plus 1. And then it says, the system of equations above is graphed in the xy plane. Which of the following is the y coordinate of an intersection point x comma y of the graphs of the two equations?
Right.
So I understood none of what that was asking.
Okay, so it's a system of equations.
Okay.
So, when you have a system of equations, what that always means at the heart of it is you have two graphs and you're looking at where they intersect.
Okay.
So try to get just kind of a general picture. So like the first equation, what's the shape of that graph?
For
the x squared minus 6x plus 11.
it's x squared, but it's okay. So
That's what matters.
like
It's x squared.
yeah, and it's above a little bit, and it's very isn't it very steep or very
I
not
don't know.
steep?
All I'm worried about is just the general shape.
Okay, yeah, it's just a horizontal, no, diagonal. There we go, diagonal line, right?
No. Is it's x squared?
That means, oh no, is that a parabola?
That's a parabola. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
So x squared parabola. The bottom one diagonal line.
Cool.
So what does this look like when they intersect then? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So we have these 2 points here where they intersect. And read the question again, like the actual question part.
Which of the following is the y-coordinate of an intersection point x comma y of the graphs of the two equations?
Right. So see, we have that point x comma y, that point x comma y, and then like the answer is the y-coordinate.
Okay.
So what could we do?
I started to do like substitution.
That's what I would
that's right.
start. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like a better way to do it, but definitely
don't think there is
substitution.
one.
I don't know. A lot of times, like I've done SAT problems like 5 times, and then like the 6th time I find a good way to do it. So there might be, but yeah, substitution is definitely a go-to here. You could definitely do substitution. So get
Okay.
them both equal to y. Is what I would do. Did you plug in y plus 1, or did you solve them both for y?
I don't know because I didn't have it. These are just the ones I marked that I got
Okay.
wrong, but it looks like I started doing it as I put x in terms of y.
X.
So I put like y is equal to y plus parentheses
1.
y plus 1 squared minus 6 y plus 1.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So you can definitely, yeah. I mean, that's kind of there's not a better way. There's not a right way to do it. I was gonna say you could do that, or you could solve this bottom one and say that y equals x minus 1, and then set them equal to each other and be like x squared minus 6x plus 11 equals x minus 1.
oh, I like that better.
The thing about that is, though, is it looks better at first, but you're solving for the y coordinate.
Oh, right.
So what's
okay.
going to happen here is you'll get like x equals whatever and x equals whatever, and then you have to find the y coordinate based on that.
Okay,
Whereas
yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
the way you did, you just find the y coordinate directly. So there's not a correct way. There's just whatever you want to do.
Okay, cool.
Equals y.
Right, and that's what I did. And then I like foiled it, but I think I should have just left it as it is.
Well, no, you do have to foil it because you've got to foil it all out. Because then you've got to get everything to one side so that it's equal to 0. That way you can
Right.
refactor it.
Okay, hold on. So then that would be, once you factor it all out, it would be y squared plus 2y plus 1 minus 6y minus 6 plus 11 is equal to y.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then subtract y, so everything is equal to 0, and
Right.
then it's just that, but instead of, so it's y squared plus y plus 1 minus 6y minus 6 plus 11 is equal to 0. That's y squared minus 5y plus, oh, I can't, plus 6 is equal to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you can't you can't factor that, can you?
Yes, you can.
But how? Because it's minus 5y plus 6.
Mm-hmm. So what multiplies to get 6?
6 and 1,
Yeah, so that kind of, but there's other options.
2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. You confused me for a second too. I was like, oh wait, you can't.
You're so right. Okay, minus 2, y minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, so now I don't remember what the question was asking. Um, hmm.
I was asking for the y coordinate, right?
Yeah,
Can't we
well,
solve for y now?
yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just 2 and 3?
yeah, so it's just, wait. It's 2 and 3, but you can only choose one answer, and I circled the right one is supposed to be 2.
Well, is 3 an option?
No.
Exactly.
Oh.
Because they just asked for
Well,
one of
that
them.
was a stupid question. Okay, cool. Um, so when it's asking for the y coordinate, it's just asking you to solve for y.
Yeah, and if it's asking for the x coordinate, it's just asking to solve for x.
Okay.
And if it's system of equations, you can that means yeah, system of equations means it's like graphs intersecting. So sometimes it's easier to actually like think about the graphs. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes
I
it
don't
is.
like that.
Well, but like this one, it's not. But other times it just is better, especially if they
Yeah.
give you the graph. And then, but yeah, substitution is always good. Especially they do this a lot too, where one of them's x squared and one of them's just plain x. And then yeah, you just gotta do the substitution, get everything to one side, and refactor it.
Cool. All right. So there's that one. I got the.
And in that document I showed you, there's a whole section of system of equations.
Awesome.
There's actually
Okay.
two, because there's a word problem one and then a normal one.
Okay, I'm writing that down. So we do not have school tomorrow.
Again?
Again.
Oh my
Yeah, because
gosh.
there's a ton of debris on the road.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to DoorDash something tonight for dinner because I did not want to cook, and they were like, only pickup. So it is, you know, it gets real. You know, people are losing their homes and their livelihoods are being ruined. But you know, it gets real when the DoorDash.
The DoorDash
doesn't
won't
work.
even go. Yeah. Did 7-Eleven close?
I don't think so. I haven't been outside my house, so I have no idea.
Actually, a lot of 7-Elevens aren't even 24-hour anymore.
I don't think the one. I don't think any of the ones on the island are. A few of them on the mainland are, but I mean, there's no point. Nobody's up at.
There's no point. I've been burned so many times by
No,
things being closed when I want them open
no,
24
no, no, no.
hours.
I'm not saying there's no point, like as an absolute. I'm saying there's no point in a town where everyone goes to bed by 5 p.m. Like
Yeah,
on the
but
mainland bureau, that makes sense. But it's like everywhere else where old people are,
but
it's
they've
like they're
always been open 24 hours. It's a COVID thing. That's the
I
ridiculous part that I hate about it. Same with
yeah,
Walmart. Walmart's not open 24 hours anymore because of COVID.
yeah. I
It's
want
like, what?
things to be open 24 hours. I just think pragmatically, it's like, okay, well, I do understand. Probably going to be me single-handedly supporting the 7-Eleven at from the hours of 11 to 3 p.m.
I think everything should be open 24 hours.
That would be so. That would be so much more. That would
It'd be so
okay.
convenient. We also
No, it would be so convenient. Yes, ideally, yes. I want. Yeah, that's
we don't need
reasonable.
anybody working. Nobody has to work. Like nobody has to be at that 7-Eleven for us to go to 7-Eleven.
Well, ideally, yes. They should do self checkouts for everything.
Yeah, they should.
There's the cashiers. As much as I love everyone that works as a cashier, it should be obsolete, and these people should be doing work that is like actually helping them, as opposed to just
Yeah, just
like
doing nothing. So
we
many
need
jobs are
robots.
like that. But we have this idea that replacing jobs with robots is bad.
We had this conversation a few months ago.
Have we? Well, it's important.
Yes. Yes.
I think about
We
it a lot.
fully had this conversation of like robots bad is bad.
Yeah. We should be replacing our jobs with robots. The more jobs we
Yes.
replace with robots, the better.
Yes.
Okay, what's the next math problem?
Okay. The next one is okay. For a positive real number, I hate the ones that are like this.
Just ignore
For
most
a
of that.
for a positive real number x, where x to the eighth is equal to 2, what is the value of x to the 24th?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I remember doing exponents like this in class, and I did not do well. Like, I could not understand it.
Well, what can you do to make this x to the 24th?
Um, Hold on. Uh, x to the eighth in parentheses to the third.
Yeah, so we gotta raise both sides to the third.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So x to the 24th equals 2 to the third.
that was stupid. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh, it's not asking for you to solve for x. Okay.
Yeah, they get you on stuff like that a lot. There's a lot of problems like that where you don't actually have to solve for x and y. You
So
can just get it
if
immediately.
if they're not in parentheses, like you just drew the x to the times x to the eighth times x to the eighth, you add those, right? You do not multiply them.
This right here?
Yeah,
Correct. You
you
add
add
those.
the exponents.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Because this is the deal that this is x to the 8th to the 3rd. That's why I
Okay.
drew that out. That's showing why. This then you add them and then 8 plus 8 plus 8. That's the same as 3 times 8. So that's why you can multiply them.
Okay, cool. Um, the next one, uh, these are like three in a row, which I feel like they're positioning all the difficult ones over and over again, or maybe it's just me. It says, which of the following is an equivalent form of the cube root of f to the sixth a power k squared?
Is the k squared
No,
in the
no, no,
power?
no.
No? Okay.
No, k squared is not a power. It is multiplied by k squared. My bad.
That's inside the root, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Where f is greater than 0.
We don't need those. Ignore those.
Oh, okay.
You never need those. If it's there's very, very rarely do you need those inequalities.
Okay.
Or like x is not equal to something. Do you see what they're saying that? Well, they say that with square roots generally, because like you can't take a square root of a negative. You can take the cube root of a negative though. But anyway,
Okay.
so what are the answers? We need the answers here. That's another very important tip for the SAT is you have to look at the answers before you even like think about the question usually.
That is like that's like the exact opposite of what the Revolution prep lady told me, which I thought was very strange. She's like, you need to cover up your answers and then think about it and then look. And I said, I'm not doing that. So
Yeah, no, I
the
don't
first
like that.
answer is, oh God, I don't like this font. F to the 1/3 A, like the 3A.
3a.
No, the A is in the denominator.
Okay, so 1/1 over 3a.
Yes.
Okay.
And then times k to the -1 power.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm probably saying that wrong. What is that?
No, that's fine.
To the
K to the
Okay,
negative
cool.
1. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Cool.
That's just very
All
wrong.
right.
That's why I said whoa.
Okay, cool. The second one is f to the 1/2a times k to the power of 3/2.
Okay.
The next one is f to the 3a k minus -1.
Okay. Okay.
And then f to the 2a times k to the 2/3 power.
Okay. So here's the first question. Cube root. How do you write that as a power? As an exponent?
To the negative. No. Is it to the -3rd or 1/3?
To the 1 over 3. Because what
Okay.
negative exponents do something different, right? What do negative exponents do?
Um, you put them over one, like 1/.
Right, 1 over. Yeah. So you
Okay.
divide instead. So just at first glance, I like to just kind of look at the answers at first glance, at least make a guess. It's a cube root. We expect a third in an exponent. Ish. Right?
Right.
Well, look at the answer choices. And I'd be like, well, this is a 1/2. How
Okay.
are we going to get a 1/2 anywhere?
Probably not.
Well, no. What is a 1? If it's raised to the 1/2, that's a square root. And you're never going to turn a cube root into a square
Right.
root. You're never going to turn a cube root into a square root. That's not going to happen. So I don't like that.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I would just pick that just from that right there. But we could talk like why that's correct because, well, actually, that's exactly just what we're doing. We're making that a 1/3 power. So that's f to the 6a k squared. All of that to the 1/3 power. And then, like the problem we just did, you multiply those exponents.
Right. So it's f to the 2a. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Let me write that down real quick. All right, cool.
Wait, I want to say one more thing here. I think just another useful tip on SAT questions sometimes is like maybe think about how they got their answers. Like I see this -1 here. Like that's actually what I chuckled at the first time. Is I'm like they're just getting that -1 by doing this 3 minus 2 or 2 minus 3,
Okay.
and that's just not a thing at all. Like you're not just gonna subtract those exponents. That's not how square roots and cube roots work. So I'd be like, well, that's how they got that -1. Let's just cross out that -1. Cross both of those out right away.
Okay, cool.
I think looking at the answer choices is very helpful. It's very helpful.
All right, cool. So I wrote that one down. Let's see here. Okay. I hate word problems. I'm just gonna throw that out there. All the like, I can't. I. This isn't the reading section of
It's
the
the only
exam.
real
I
type of
need
problem.
this.
Actually, I have a theory about. I honestly think that some of the reading questions, some of the questions in the reading section might count towards the math, and some of the questions in the reading and math section might count towards the reading. It's just a theory I have. Also, that they throw science into them sometimes. Like there's always science, but there's no science section. But anyway, yeah. What's this problem?
I don't like the science one. Yeah, all um so it says the boiling point of water at sea level is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. For every increase of 1,000 feet above sea level, the boiling point of water drops approximately 1.84 degrees Fahrenheit. Which of the following equations gives the approximate boiling point B in Fahrenheit at h feet above sea level?
H feet above sea level.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see this and I think about. So we gotta like write a linear equation, right?
Is that y equals mx plus b?
So like a y equals mx plus b, and we just know it's linear because we have this right here, and this is like our slope basically, because they're telling us when the one thing goes up by
Okay.
1,000, the other thing goes down by 1.84. So I'd say we basically just got to choose an x variable, choose a y variable. I don't think it necessarily matters which is which. I would probably use that. Well, honestly, since I haven't written like this, I would use the height as the y and the temperature as the x.
Okay.
So that it's like h equals mt plus b. Wait, say the question again?
Oh, h feet. It says the whole problem.
Oh, no, I remember it now. The boiling, so this is the boiling point of water at sea level. So at 0 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
212 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Okay. So
Um.
look at what that is though. That's like the y-intercept, isn't it? In a way, as we're
Oh
saying,
yeah, for
like
like
at 0
zero
feet,
feet.
but actually, that's like the y-intercept is when x equals 0, right? So maybe the
Mm-hmm.
height should be the x variable instead.
Okay.
That's just gonna make it easier, because then we'll see. So when
Okay.
it's at 0 feet, it's 212. So that means like that's our starting, that's our initial condition, that's our y-intercept. So our b is just plus 212. And then our m is just the slope.
Okay.
So change in y, which is t, over change in height.
That's equal to the slope, which is um 1.84 over 10,000.
Yeah, is it 10,000? Wasn't it just well, I thought it was 1,000 feet increase.
Oh, it was 1,000. My bad. My bad. Is equal to t. I'm gonna keep it real. I have no idea how we got here.
Okay, so this is kind of a tougher word problem. I feel like honestly, it's just not clear exactly what to do. But you got to do a linear. You have to. You're trying to write an equation because you're trying to find an equation. I mean, that's exactly what they're asking for, right? And all the answer choices are like equations.
Hmm.
So you're trying to find an equation
Yeah.
that relates t and h, and you know it's linear. Do they tell you it's linear? Do they tell you it's constant?
Uh, no.
But they tell you that every time it goes up 1,000 feet, the boiling point decreases by 1.84.
Yeah.
They do say that. So
Yes.
so like right when they said that, I was like, okay, so that's the slope.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean basically I knew I had to write a linear equation because it's changing at a constant rate and they want us to write an equation that relates t and h.
Okay.
And so I knew just right away I needed to do something like y equals mx plus b. And it doesn't really matter which variable is which. You could have worked it out both ways. But it just then worked out really nicely that this was the y-intercept. Because like
Right.
y-intercept, that's just going to mean one variable. Well, y-intercept, the x variable is 0. So if we're just like, let's make it easy on ourselves, let's let that be the y-intercept. So let's let the height then be the x variable, and the temperature be the y variable. And then they gave us the slope by the 1.84 over 1,000, and they gave us the y-intercept of the 212.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I think I got it. I wrote all of that down.
Okay.
Okay, I have one more, and then I think I will be done, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I
okay.
don't want to. It closes at 9, right?
I mean, I'm down to do whenever.
Okay, I
What?
just want. I just want to make sure, because, huh?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. There's a lag, and I keep hearing like little blips, and I'm like, he's saying something, and
Oh,
I'm talking
sorry.
over him. Okay, so I think this is the last. Nope, this is the last of the multiple choice I got wrong on section 3. Which this is. Uh, no, I think section 4 I struggled equally hard, but section 3 was a lot harder. I just didn't finish on time, even with the extended time, because I didn't have a calculator. Not sure why. I think I just took too much time
Why didn't you have a calculator?
um, for section 3. That's the no
Oh, for section
calculator
3. Oh,
section.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Do the are the gridded problems more points?
I don't think so. I think it's all the same.
Okay. I was just curious.
Is this the August 27th test
All
that you're
right,
talking about?
cool. No, this is a random
Oh, just a random
like
practice test.
prep
Okay.
mock SAT thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the next problem is it says the graph of x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 6y minus 24 is equal to 0 in the xy plane is a circle.
Yeah.
What is the radius of the circle?
Mm.
So this
Yeah.
I did this I got this wrong before I like looked into the equations for circles and stuff. So isn't it the same as an ellipse? So the h
Yeah.
h comma k is the center,
Yeah, definitely.
and then the h minus x uh is wait hmm x minus h squared. My bad.
That's the same as h minus
X
x, though,
minus.
actually. But normally we do x minus h.
Okay, got it. X minus h squared plus
Equals.
r squared.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so we need to write it like that.
So you just have to factor this basically, right?
Well, you got to complete the square.
Oh, right. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
So we got the nice pattern to do that.
Uh, yeah. So then it's x minus 2 squared minus 4
Mm-hmm.
plus um y plus 3 squared minus 9 minus 24 is equal to 0.
Mm-hmm. And then all we care about is the radius. So just like, look at that. And what would that be?
Whatever 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 24 is 34, 30. So it's 37. So the square root of 37.
Is that an answer? Is that an answer choice?
Yeah, it's C.
Okay, cool.
The square root of 37.
Okay,
I sort of just rattled that off, but then I looked and I was like, that's weird, but it's an answer.
is 6 an answer choice?
2 root 6 is.
But 6 isn't?
6 itself
Huh.
is not an answer choice.
Okay. I was literally about to say, well, I was going to say, I guess, look at the answers, but I was like, well, look, we got 4, we got 9, we got 24. That's pretty close to 36. So it's probably just 36, and the square root, the
Yeah.
answer is 6. But it's not. It's 37. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think I've done that question before.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna do one written problem.
Okay.
And it's of course it's a word problem, and this is the one that it I spent too much time on this one that I didn't do the next two, and I ran out of time. Um, So it says, all right, get ready because this is pretty long. Students in a science lab are working in groups to build both a small and large electrical circuit. A large circuit uses four resistors and two capacitors. No, wait.
Is this what
And
equation something?
a small circuit uses three resistors and one capacitor.
Mm-hmm.
There are 100 resistors and 70 capacitors available, and each group must have enough resistors and capacitors to make one large and one small circuit. What is the maximum number of groups that could work on this lab project? It's a lot.
Okay, so they need one. They need one large and one small. Okay, so yeah, we're thinking about how many of these can we make, right? How many sets can we make? So like one set
Yeah.
is they just need to make one large and one small. So that's the set. So just combined. So then what do we need to make? What does each group need then in terms of material?
Um, no, seven resistors and three capacitors.
Right. So they need seven resistors and three capacitors. So this is actually like chemistry, like with the limiting reactant idea. Do you remember that idea?
Can you say that again?
The limiting reactant idea in chemistry, where like, well, this is probably actually even more obvious that like you can only you can only make as many groups as the least amount of parts that you have. Is the idea. So okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So based on how many capacitors they have 70 capacitors. So just based on the capacitors, how many groups can there be?
Um, Wait, why is this? Why am I not understanding this? Can you say that one more time?
So to make one set of these things,
Okay,
they need three capacitors.
right,
They have 70 capacitors.
right.
So how many sets can they make?
13.
Yeah, exactly. They'll have one left over, but they can make 13.
Right.
So based on how many capacitors they have, they can make 13. Based on how many resistors they have, how many can they make?
Um, Hold on.
28.
28.
Not
Yep,
that's
knew
not
it.
the no. That's not the answer. That was the suggestion.
Oh, no.
Wait, no,
I
no,
don't
no, you
know.
don't need a calculator. Do this, do
I
this.
think I do.
No, you don't need a calculator. As you can do, you got to just build up. So you got if they made 10, that would take 70, right?
Right.
And then how much is left? You have
Is
100. You
it
just use
14?
70. So it should be 14. Yeah, because then you got
Okay.
28 left, or you got 30 left, but then you can do the 28. So yeah. So this is the idea. We can make 13 sets based on how many capacitors we have. And we can make 14 sets based on how many resistors we have. So how many sets can we actually make then?
14?
Well, are we going to have enough capacitors to make 14 though?
No, but I said 13 and it said it was wrong.
Really?
Yeah, it said it was 14.
Hold on. Okay. Read the question again then.
Hold on. I'm gonna check because I think this is I wrote down it was 14, but I got 13. I wrote it down. It said it was wrong. Um, the whole problem?
Yeah.
Students in a science lab are working in groups to build both a small and a large electrical circuit. A large circuit uses four resistors and two capacitors, and a small circuit uses three resistors and one capacitor. There are 100 resistors and 70 capacitors available, and each group must have enough resistors and capacitors to make one large and one small circuit. What is the maximum number of groups that could work on this lab project?
And they said what was the
They said
largest number of
14.
groups that can work on this project?
Yeah, I have hold on. I just pulled up the report. Um,
I said 14, 14.
That is number 18. Yeah, it said 14. I put in 13 and apparently the right answer is 14.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Where'd you get this 13 from? And
Where
why did
did I
I
get that?
agree with that 13?
Because it's 13 capacitors.
No, it's three. You need three capacitors to make one set,
Right?
and you have 70 capacitors.
So you divide 70 by 3.
Yeah, which is not 13.
Whoops.
It's 23. So then,
But like the principle, but that's not what we're looking for. Okay.
so then the principle is the same. So then we choose the smaller number,
Yeah.
which is 14. Okay.
Okay.
So I thought I remember this
That
question. I
makes
thought
more
I remember the numbers not being so close. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that was a arithmetic issue on my part. My bad. Okay. I have two more questions, and
Okay.
then you will be rid of me.
Oh, let's do them. I don't want to
Okay.
be rid of you, but
That's okay. I appreciate it. I know we did radians,
yeah.
but I don't remember like
So the gist of
what,
radian, the most important thing about radians is to remember how many radians there are in an entire circle.
which is it's pi, right?
No. You'd kind of want it to be pi, but it's not. And you can remember that by the circumference formula a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 pi radians in the entire circle. And
So
actually,
pi
you
is
can also remember
180?
that because they tell you that in the front of the SAT as well on the formula sheet.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Damn.
And so
Okay.
then, yeah, the better thing even to know is that pi is 180, and then that's how you can go back and forth between the two.
Okay, got it.
So what's
So
the
then,
question?
an angle with a measure of 7 pi over 6 radians
Huh?
has a measure of has a measure of d degrees, where 0 is less than or equal to d, which is less than 360.
Yeah, ignore that.
Don't care. What is the value of d?
Right. So this is converting back and forth from radians to degrees. That's kind of as far as they generally go on the SAT with radians. And so to do that, you do it just like you convert from any other unit. Like think again back to chemistry and converting from units like dimensional analysis.
Right. So it'd be 360 over 2 pi that you'd multiply
Right.
7.
Even better 180 over pi. Just so it's already simplified, like the 2's already canceled out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly what you're going to do. And then that's how you're going to get your answer. And then remember, whenever you're simplifying fractions like this, before you multiply, you've got to simplify. So like, don't do 7 times 180. Because that's going to get you too big a number. You got to simplify first.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, so you're multiplying these fractions, right?
Right.
Like the pi's cancel. Basically, we're doing 7 over 6 times 180 over 1.
Right.
And so, like, you could do 7 times 180 and then divide that by 6. But maybe you don't have a calculator, so you can't do that. So whenever you're multiplying fractions like this, you need to simplify as much as you can before actually multiplying the numbers.
Okay.
Like, remember they always say cross cancel back in middle school? But that's really just because this is really just one fraction, because when you multiply one fraction, it just becomes one fraction.
Right.
So what can you cancel out here before you multiply anything?
6 and 180
Yeah.
would be 1 and 30.
Right. And so now you don't even need a calculator for this problem, because now it's just 7
Right.
times 30,
210.
which is 210.
Okay, cool. All right. Cool. And this was the last one. This is another function problem, and I'm usually fine with these. The function f is defined by f of r is equal to r minus 4 times
Wait a
r.
second. Wait a second. Hold on. Hold
Oh, sorry.
on. Okay. Say it again. F of x equals.
It's f of r is
Oh,
equal to, in parentheses, r minus 4 times, in parentheses, r plus 1 close parentheses squared.
yeah.
If f if if f of h minus 3 is equal to 0, what is one possible value of h?
Okay. Well, I would just try to do this right off the bat. What does this notation mean with the h minus 3 in parentheses?
What does the notation mean?
Right. So if this was like f of 2, what does that mean?
You put 2 in where r should be?
Right. So we're going to do the exact same thing here. F of h minus 3. You're going to put in h minus 3 for r.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we have then? We have h minus 3 minus 4.
Which is h minus 7 times h minus 3 plus 1 squared.
And then what does it tell us we get? It tells us when we do that, we should get 0. It should all equal 0.
So h is either equal to 7 or 2.
Yeah, should be.
But it only says it's a grid in, so it's only for 1.
Well, they do this a lot on the grid in, where there's lots of multiple answers, and you just choose one of them. Like, it's fine.
Oh, cool.
Either 2 or 7. Yeah, people get freaked out about that, where they say, like, what's a possible answer? And yeah, there's just lots
What
of
is one
possible answers.
possible value?
And that's
Okay,
fine.
got it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
All right. Cool. I just wrote all of that down. That is all of the ones I got wrong for section 3.
Okay.
Hmm. Let me see. Oh yeah, I think I stopped at that point. I stopped circling the ones I didn't know just because I don't know why, but I just didn't. Um, hmm. I think I'm good. I think I
Okay.
just need to run through them and like go through like the general concepts. Like I wrote down a list of things I need to review in general, like exponents and constants and functions and system of equations and word problems circled very large multiple
Okay.
times.
Okay.
Other than that, I think I'm good.
Okay. Text me if you have questions. Do you have my phone number?
I don't. I could get it from
Do you want
Rose.
it? I can just give it to you now, too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
You ready?
let me see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 4-3. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, got it.
All right, sweet. So yeah, text me if you have any questions
Okay,
before
awesome. Thank you
Saturday
so much.
or anytime. Yeah, no problem.
Wait. So it's Monday through Thursday, right?
Yep, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 9. We should be here.
Okay,
That's the
cool.
plan.
All right. Thank you so much.
All
I
right.
will probably come back Monday. If not, then Tuesday, and if not Wednesday, I'm gonna try to come back more consistently because
All right.
I
We'll be
mean
here.
financial algebra isn't the issue, but sometimes I'm in stats and I'm only taking it for a semester. I'm not taking calc.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I wanted to do AP stats and they just said it conflicted with my gov period.
Yeah.
So they just put me into stats honors and that's only first semester. So if I do have issues with that, I will come in, but I also just need to study for the SAT more consistently.
Yeah. Well, Rose comes pretty consistently, so Rose will be here. and I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll have her text
Obviously.
me to remind me. She's
Yeah.
awesome. We've been hanging out a lot
Hmm.
more, and she's been super super helpful because she's really smart when it comes to like math and stuff.
Yeah. We're
And
good.
she's been coming a lot more in person, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Which is good. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
glad she could go in person.
yeah. Hopefully she's enjoying it. I think she is.
You know, up here they were virtual all last year.
Say again?
No, I was in Portland. They weren't virtual last year, but they were virtual the entire 2020 to 2021 school year.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I guess I'm not either. Well, I was kind of surprised when she told me, but
I just don't know how they have the adequate infrastructure for that because it's like so. Do they do all like public schools?
yeah, I think just all public schools, just the kids just stayed at home.
Is it exclusively in the county or throughout Oregon as a whole?
I mean, I'm not sure. Probably throughout Oregon as a whole, honestly.
That's crazy because they did some of that for California for a very brief time, but all of my friends or family friends that are teachers, um, like they had to send like trucks out with like Wi-Fi routers that would park in front of like a bunch of kids' houses that were in like general neighborhoods because kids didn't have Wi-Fi and they didn't have like sufficient like in
Yeah.
micro infrastructure to be able to do that. So that's really impressive. Was that something they were able to sustain efficiently?
I mean, I have no idea. This is just one person that told me. And honestly, now
That's
that you're
cool. I
talking,
want to look. I
like
want
you
to look
talk
more into
about
that.
that, and this is like a wealthier school district, so
Hmm.
that might have helped them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like anywhere around this school, I don't even think there's like that much poverty, or at least it doesn't look like it. But I say that there's a lot of looking like poverty in Portland. It
Yeah,
is. There's a lot of homeless people, way more than I
yeah. I have
imagined
a
there
bunch
would
of
be.
friends that I have friends that just moved out of Portland to Seattle, which is so it's just a straight shot up. It's so funny. But they were like, yeah, they really liked it, but it was a massive problem where they were like walking out of their apartment and there were people like in the doorway where they couldn't get out.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That was one of the reasons I didn't want to live downtown because of that. It's like I don't mind like seeing like I feel very safe. I mean like I'll go downtown and I'll walk around at night at like midnight and I just feel fine.
Hmm.
But that might just be a me thing too. I don't know. But I don't know. I like it. There's a lot of graffiti too, which is kind of cool. I like graffiti. Graffiti's nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really interested in seeing that area because it seems like a spot that's really really cool. I have a few friends that live around that area, and I want to be able to just like sort of like figure out if that is a space that I'm gonna enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this
I
point,
think everywhere is very similar. Honestly, is something that I've kind of noticed. Like you just go around. Like I drove over here, like all the way from Florida, and like I went through a lot of
how was
places.
that? I know this is not probably the thing you wanted to be talking about at 9 o'clock
Oh,
at night,
well,
but
remember first off, it's 6 o'clock for me, so
oh, that's a good point,
it's
right?
still light out. It's like no
No,
problem at
but
all.
I was like wondering that. I'm like, Portland's in the middle of nowhere right now. I wonder what's going on. How was it?
It was good. I mean, it took 3.5 weeks to get here. I
Which path did you go? What was your path?
well, the quickest path is to go straight through St. Louis.
Hmm.
So, but then I was like, I'm only gonna be 6 hours away from my college, and I haven't been back there since I graduated, and I'm not gonna be any closer anytime ever. So I went through there, and I stayed with one of my friends in Cleveland for a week, and then I drove to St. Louis, and I stayed with one of my friends in St. Louis for a week, and then I pretty much hightailed it over here and made it from St. Louis to here in like 2 days.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Euclid, the beta fish, lived in a jar for 3 weeks.
No way.
Yeah, and
Is he still alive?
he's great. Yeah, he's doing awesome. You can't
Still
see him now,
kicking.
but
Let's go.
the fish you can see the tank over on the left there, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then the jar up. You see the bright light in front of the face. That's Euclid's travel jar. But
Oh, that's great.
now there's a bunch of snails in there. So
That's perfect. Was it? Did
super
you
cool.
just take Euclid, or were there multiple
No, it was just
fish
him.
that you took?
I just took him.
What
Everyone else
happened
is at
to
my
the
mom's
others?
house. They're still at my mom's house.
Oh, okay.
Well, some of
I
them
want to make
died,
sure
as
there
they
was.
do. Both of the guppies died.
No,
Zero died. That was the saddest.
no. What
And
about the
then
snail?
Yeah, I think the snail died just like on the transfer. Honestly, like I
Oh
put him in and
no.
he never moved.
What
So
about the weird one that looked like it was like a suction cup?
the one that just like rampantly went everywhere. Yeah, he's still doing good from last I heard. My mom actually had one of them too, and so we put him in there, and he was swimming around for a little bit, and then when they met the first time, they were so hyped. They were
Oh my
so
God, that's so
happy.
cute.
But it turned out because I was gonna buy another one for up here, and apparently they're schooling fish and that they're supposed to be with friends, and I didn't know that.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
well, now he's happier now, and
Oh,
yeah, and I got a good one going up here, so it's pretty cool.
is Euclid by his lonesome? He's a beta fish, right?
He is. He has one friend, and then he's got. I got one. I got those. I got two of them like that, and I just got two of them. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a good little. I guess I can even do this. That's it over there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's living it up in there.
And then look, this I've always wanted to do this. This like thing right here is filled with water, so they can like swim up in there and get like
No,
above the
that's
line.
awesome.
Yeah. So if you watch for long enough, you'll see them like go up in there sometimes.
That's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's so cool to see people do that with like building like those like little high rise fish tanks. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I call it the penthouse.
Oh, that's so cool. He's living it up.
I know. So yeah, we're doing pretty good over here.
That's awesome. Are you how is the weather currently?
It rained for the first time today since I got here, so that was pretty.
How
cool.
long have you been here? There.
Like a month and a half.
Ooh.
And it really hasn't rained since, but it rained like all last night and all day today. Apparently it just rains in the winter, but I guess it doesn't snow. It just like rains instead of snowing basically. So I
didn't know that.
I'd rather the rain than the snow, I think.
Yeah. Especially like from what I hear, like Pacific Northwest snow does not mess around. Like the friends I told you about in Seattle and Tacoma. One of my friends has lived there her whole life, and another one moved from Los Angeles to Portland to Seattle, and it's like barely cold because it's
Yeah.
right on the Pacific Ocean.
But here's the thing,
Yeah.
Portland's not at all.
Right.
That's like, people don't always realize like we're 2 hours away. And like right when I got here, I drove over to the coast, and like you kind of drive through like hills when you go over there, and you like straight up drive into a wall. Like when I went over to the coast the first day, we were like, right when I got here, there was actually a really bad heat wave in Portland. It was like 105 degrees. So it was like
Man.
105 degrees, like bright blue skies. But then I drove over to the coast on the exact same day, and it's like 65 degrees, gray overcast. You actually can see like when you drive into the cloud. So we're pretty protected by all those hills and stuff over there.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
sounds
pretty nice
like
here.
that sounds like sort of like San Luis Obispo. That's where Colin is right now. But if you ever end up driving from Portland, does a PCH go up to Portland?
I don't know what that is. Oh, the
The
Pacific,
Pacific Coast Highway. Hold on.
I don't think
Let me-
so. That's a good question.
I'm finding out. It's a nightmare to drive on, but it's very pretty.
I
No,
remember
it only
seeing that
goes up.
road.
It only goes up to San Fran, like a few hours above San Francisco, it looks like. But if you find a way to do that, you should drive all the way down there. And is Bronya living in
LA.
LA? Yeah, if you're visiting Bronya, you should take that trip all the way down the coast.
Yeah, I definitely would. I've had that in mind. My old physics teacher, Mr. Peel, is in San Francisco, so I'd like to visit him as well.
Oh
If I'm
yeah.
going through there. And then, yeah, down to Bronia. That's a long drive, though. It's like longer than
Oh,
you
it's
think.
yeah. But if you're, I mean, you drove across the country, so I think in terms
That's
of
true.
your driving stamina, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I think it's only like
It's
10
definitely-
hours, actually.
Yeah, and it's not a quick route so much as it is a scenic route,
Yeah,
but it's really, really cool if you have the time.
I appreciate the scenic routes.
Oh, there's Bakersfield. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about some places over here. Oh, it's 14
Yeah.
hours the short way.
It's pretty gnarly.
So it's going to be way longer going this way. But it's
Mhm.
definitely worth it.
And that's on a good day. I don't know if they calculate traffic.
I think they do. But they're calculating it for right now, so they're calculating me like going at night.
this second, right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, I think that's what it's doing.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm right by the University of Portland.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I got this nice park right by me.
Cool.
This is basically a beach right here.
Oh, nice.
A lot of little beaches. Other beaches up in here.
Have you been to any of the campgrounds around like outside of Portland?
Sort of. I went over here on the. I went to the beach one night and I
Oh,
camped
it's so
like on
beautiful,
the
isn't
beach
it?
basically. It was so cool. I was like 30 seconds away. I was like 10 seconds away from the beach path and I was just like camped out. That's where my tent was. That was really nice. And then I stopped at somewhere over here just on the side of the interstate. There's a campground, so I went there.
Mhm.
I don't haven't been to any good campgrounds. If you have any suggestions, I would take
No,
them.
I've never been camping up there. We pretty much only drove through it a few times, and I've never been camping, but I have friends who usually who are outdoors a lot. I'm trying to figure out. I will text them and figure out what it is, but it's like it's right next to. I mean, there's obviously a bunch of river systems, but the one they go to specifically is like right on a river, and it's so beautiful. So I will text you if I figure out what it is because it's really gorgeous.
The one that I stayed on the side of the interstate is right on the river because the interstate just runs. This is the river that separates Oregon and Washington,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
the interstate runs all down there. And I went to Fort Hood. You know, like in July when I got here, or Mount Hood, there was snow. Like I walked in snow in July up on the mountain. That like blew my mind. It was crazy.
That's so weird. I didn't really think it was that high of an elevation.
Yeah, well, it's 11,000 feet. There's also 5G
Gee,
internet service. It's like there's no service all around the mountain, and there's 5G on the mountain.
it's just the point that all of the reception is able to reach.
I guess. Well, it's the skiers, is what it really is
Yeah,
for in the winter. Because there's a big old ski resort there. But I just parked outside it and I just like walked where you would ski, basically. Super cool.
that's
It's
awesome.
just gorgeous. You can see like so far. You can see these mountains way over here. You can see like other mountains down here too. It's amazing. But yeah, lots of nice places to explore up here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely very excited eventually to explore that area more, hopefully. Because at this point, I'm applying to a bunch of colleges that I am able to get into. And then it's just becoming the luck of the draw. Like I'm applying to a bunch of small colleges on mostly on the West Coast, but a lot in New England and just
You'll get
all
into a lot of
over.
them. That's what's hard. And then you just have to
Yeah,
decide.
but I like that because I feel like it's just going to be the luck of the draw of whether or not okay there are these places and I can go figure it out because I don't have I wish I had like one set place where I was able to like figure it out, but I just don't. So I'm applying a bunch of places, regular decisions, seeing where I get in, and then just figuring it out from there. Because I'm not like I'm not. I spent like the last 3 years thinking that I'm going to stress myself out and like totally go nuts about it, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to make peace with the work that I've done so far and do well for what I can this second, and then apply and see where I go. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like busting my ass 24/7 to try to be better and beat the threshold for this college that I can get in, which is like the mindset I've had for so long. But it's like, so what? English 101 is going to be the same at IRSC than it is at Harvard, you know? So
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
really is.
there's really no point in, I'm trying to make peace with the fact that things are going to like come together wherever.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping.
So
So,
I don't think it matters all that much where you go to college. And then like on another vein, I think if you when you try really hard and you like stress yourself out or do all these extracurriculars or do whatever to get into college, they're just gonna expect you to keep doing that when you get there. So it's like if you
yeah,
stress yourself out to get straight A's, like work really hard and go to a hard school, well, like guess what? It's still hard. Like the journey's
yeah,
not over; it's just beginning. So I think just do what you do and just get into the school that's right for you and not worry too
Yeah,
much about it.
definitely. That I had a sort of mindset change over the summer of like I had to really like reevaluate like okay, what are the things that are legitimately important to me? It's like I want to make good grades. That's important. Okay, doing 50,000 things that I think look good on a college resume, but I'm not actually enjoying. Like I maybe need to cut back on these things, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like I'm just trying to find things that I can sustainably maintain and actually things that I enjoy because I feel like Steds has such a culture of like, do this because it's a college opportunity as opposed to do this because you enjoy it and it makes your life more enriching and you
Yeah.
learn about the world. You know,
Yeah.
it's
It's
very
not even a
strange.
concept to like people there of like doing things just for fun and just doing things that are enriching.
It's like is this does this look good on a college resume or do I get volunteer hours? It's like
Yeah.
and it's not like I'm above that concept. It's just that I'm trying to make peace with the concept that that is not what is always important
Yeah. It's just not
or what
important at
is
all.
like ever important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
I'm
you just
trying to
got to
do,
learn. You just got to try to learn as much as you can and have fun along the way. And as long as you're doing that, you're progressing towards the final goal. You shouldn't have a
yeah,
goal in mind right now because I mean, by the time you're 25, this world will be different, and there'll be so many different jobs and so many different ideas that you could do, and yeah, you just gotta keep learning and not have a final destination in mind. I think.
yeah, definitely. That's something I've really had to just like sit with and make myself more comfortable with the fact that I'm not going to know and that running around and scrambling just feral is not going to change anything because if even if I do find something today, it'll be different in a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think over the summer, or at least over this last year, has really been like a reevaluation of what I think is important. So I mean, and I'm taking the SAT, so I guess that's sort of like conflicting interests of like, yeah, I didn't really want to submit test scores. The majority of the schools I'm applying to don't take them, but I thought I might as well. And at this point, I was going to like completely be totally anal about like the study regimen and stuff like this. But it's like I'm recognizing things I don't know and I'm learning. And once I understand, I'm making peace with it. Like I'm just putting it away, you
Yeah,
know?
you can only do so much.
Yeah.
You can't stress about it, and worrying. Like I don't think there's a single situation that worrying benefits you. Like you need to prepare, but you don't need to worry.
Yeah. That's a line I've been trying to like navigate is like, what do I need to do that is not only enjoyable to me, but like essential to what I'm trying to do and what is like the culture of like completely overdoing it that has like dominated my entire schooling experience of just like no you need to be above average you need to do this and it's like well what if this is like where I'm at and this is right for me why do
Mm-hmm.
I have to do the thing that is right for someone else which is I've been trying to sort of progressively be like this is okay you know
Yeah, it's scary to not be like other people though, and to do your own thing.
no it freaks me out and it's like I'm gonna watch all of my classmates like go do like these incredible things and go off to these super like competitive schools but it's like that is what I wanted a year ago and I'm realizing that that's just not where I'm at and that's okay
Mm-hmm. Because the thing
you
is, like,
know
are they gonna enjoy themselves at those competitive schools? Are they gonna succeed at those competitive schools?
there's no guarantee
There's no
you know
guarantee, and like, I think a lot of them, the answer is probably no. I mean, I know a lot of people from St. Ed's that drop out of college. It really surprises me, kind of the high number. Of course, any non-zero number I would consider high, but I
yeah
feel like there's a lot of St. Ed's people that drop out of college because I don't know why they're not prepared or they went to a school that was over their head or I think a lot of people are used to getting coddled at St. Ed's and then they go to a bigger school and then they don't have someone telling them what to do all the time and they just go crazy.
mm-hmm. Yeah. It's definitely something I'm excited to get out of is like the culture of do whatever you can through whatever means in order to get to this goal that you don't know about, but at least you getting there is the goal in and of itself, as opposed to like, where am I going to actually like survive? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, I feel like there's so much of it that is about like crossing the finish line as opposed to like what happens afterward.
Right. And like college is not the finish line. College is the start of everything. And like
Yeah.
not even the start of everything. It's before everything starts. And yeah, and life is so long. We're
Life
so young
is,
still.
life is short, but also terribly and insufferably long.
It's getting longer every day though.
It's so long. But I also like that because, yeah, I think it's pretty cool that life is long. I'd rather life be long than life be short.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all relative. Like a fly feels like it lives forever, probably.
Hmm. Do flies have brains?
What's a brain? They have nervous systems.
That's a good point.
They react to things.
I have a list of things that I need to research.
What's a brain?
No, do insects have brains? In addition to finding out where the campsites are. Do insects have brains? All of my notes in class or wherever, the top margin up here, covered in notes. I have a bunch of them. Hold on. I think I should have them for Mr. Lee's class, where he'll mention stories and I'll write them down. And he's like, I'll just tell you another day. And I'm actually going to hold him accountable to the whole other day. Let's see.
I love Mr. Lee. He is such a good person.
He made me cry a few weeks ago.
He made me cry too.
Dude, he scares me. I like my learning accommodations hadn't been processed through the college. Where is it? Hadn't been processed through the college board yet. Here it is. And he was asking me like, do you have a learning prescription or not? And I was trying to tell him like, yes, but it's not for my AP classes. It's currently being processed through the college board. And he's like, it's a yes or no question. And I was like, I can't give you a yes or no question. And then when I tried to explain to him, he was like, you can do this to get it out of your system. But when you're done, you're going to need to give me a yes or no. I can't give you a yes or no.
Okay, he is
But
savage
now
sometimes, that's for sure.
but it's like, and I like feel like so stupid that I legitimately like started crying because it was like, he's just scary. And but I also like really like him, and I think he's cool, and I think he's probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. But I'm terrified of him.
Mm-hmm.
His mind is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I would not, I would I had not appreciated how the mental fortitude of Galen before I met Mr. Lee. Have you seen that the John Mulaney stand-up act where it's like his dad interrogating him about being over on the bench?
Mm-mm.
It was like it was like his dad was like talking about him. It was like, how was your day? And he's like, oh, it was fine, but someone went over and got pushed off the slide. And the dad's like, well, where were you? He's like, I was over on the bench. And it's like, so you saw it and you did nothing? Yeah, because I was over on the bench. It was like, so in Nazi Germany, when people saw the Nazis doing stuff, were those good people? It's this whole thing. I have to send it to you. It's hilarious. But that's what I imagine um, being having Mr. Lee as a father would be like.
My favorite story about him as a parent is from when I was in high school. And this is like a secondhand story, so I can't even necessarily guarantee it's true. But they were in front of the fountain, and he just said something like, God damn it, Galen, hurry the fuck up. And she would have been like in middle school or something at this point. And this is like a mom that saw that happen, and she goes, Mr. Lee, you curse in front of your children? And he goes, I don't curse in front of my children. I curse at my children. It's just like, yep.
He's like, no, let me further clarify this for you.
Yep.
God, he's so smart, and I really do like I relate to him in many ways. Do you have an Apple phone?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's saying your contact is green.
Did you type the number
Wait,
right? Oh no, there it goes. Yeah.
there we go. You have to watch that. It's exactly what I feel like.
I will watch it.
Um,
I will watch it. I'm gonna let you go
okay,
though. It's like
cool.
9:30, and
It is.
yeah, you need to go to bed. Well, you don't have school tomorrow, so I guess you don't need to go to bed.
I don't have school tomorrow. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think I've got everything for right now. I will probably come back to review and just process the SAT that I'm taking Saturday, if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're here every week. We're here to help you, so don't
Okay,
shy
cool.
away from coming.
All right. Thank you.
All
Nice
right.
to see you. I'll
Yeah.
see you Monday.
All right. See you Monday.
All right. Bye.
Adios. Bye. Well, that was fun, everybody. That was a good time. All right.